We already got an 80s Karate Kid spinoff series on Netflix called Cobra Kai. I'm just saying, I would love to see one more 80s karate spinoff series coming to Netflix.
When I say, who's the master? You say, no.
What's up, YouTube? This is Downtime with DeMille. I hope you all are having an awesome day. Happy New Year. This is my first video of the new year, and this video is going to be a non-spoiler, maybe a mild spoiler, review, reaction, maybe more of a reaction of just not necessarily Cobra Kai Season 3, but just the whole Cobra Kai series as a whole. I binge watch seasons 1 through 3 in the span of like 4 days. And man, I am hooked on this series, man. I had an awesome time watching this. You know, one of the cool things about Cobra Kai that I personally really liked was, man, this thing took me by surprise. I'm serious. I knew that Cobra Kai was out. For some odd reason, I just did not gravitate to it immediately. I don't know why, but for some odd reason, didn't watch it, didn't get into it. Then all of a sudden, everybody was talking about it, talking about season 3, and I just watched it. I said, you know, I'm gonna start from season 1. So I watched it. Oh my God, I am blown away at how good this was. So I'm gonna talk about Cobra Kai, the series as a whole, what I thought about it, what I liked about it. If you hadn't seen it, I'll tell you whether or not, if you're on the fence, if you want to watch it, I'll tell you if you should watch it or not. So here we go. So there's about 10 episodes per season in Cobra Kai. Each episode is about 30 minutes long. One may be a little shorter than that, maybe a little more than that, but on average it's about 33 minutes. If you don't know what Cobra Kai is basically a spinoff of the 80s Karate Kid 1 and 2. And this really just picks up in their lives, 30 years later, after Danny LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence had their tournament and they just kind of went their separate ways. Well, 30 years later, this is where Cobra Kai picks up and shows you how you got these new rivals, new dojos that are basically having the same stuff that Danny and Johnny was going through at that time. So it was really, really cool. And some of the things that I loved, one of the major things that I really loved about this series, especially in the seasons 1 and 2, man, I love the 80s. If you like the 80s, you will love this show, man, because you really get that 80s feel from the music, from the vibes. I mean, they hit you with some Rocky 3. If you know, it's kind of subtle, but if you watch Rocky 3 or maybe it was Rocky, you know what? If you watch Rocky 4, then there's just some interesting ways that they edited a lot of the montages that you see in season 1 that reminds you of like, wait a minute, this feels like Rocky 4, and you're watching Cobra Kai. And it's so awesome the way that they did it. It really, like I said, it has 80s all over, man. It is so awesome. It screams 80s. It's just amazing. Like I said before, another thing that's really cool about this, it has several callbacks to the original Karate Kid movies. So much so that, honestly, you really don't have to watch or have watched the original Karate Kids 1 and 2. They have so many flashbacks during each of the episodes or the seasons to just kind of show you, how they were, where they got to the point in the story of what they're talking about. They'll give you a reference, like a flashback, then they'll go to where they are today. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And so, that really made me just really appreciate it even more. Just the fact that the show is strong enough where it can stand on its own without necessarily having to rely on the movie. Now, don't get me wrong. you want to see the movie because you can appreciate it a lot more. But if you haven't, then I think you can still enjoy the series. There was a lot of things that really surprised me as well. One of the things that really surprised me the most, man, was just how, you got to remember, the Karate Kid 1 and 2, this was like 30 something years ago. And here we are today, well, probably close to 40 years ago actually. But here we are today, most of the cast is still alive. That is amazing. I mean, you know, Johnny Lawrence is in there. Danny LaRusso is in there. These are the characters' names, of course. You know, practically everybody is in there. Kreese is in there. You know, the only person who's not in there, God rest his soul, is Pat Morita, who plays Mr. Miyagi. But there are some really cool callbacks for Mr. Miyagi in here. So you almost feel his presence, and they do a few things. I'm not going to give away exactly what they did, but there's a couple of things that they do that almost make him seem like he's here, right? But he's really not. I really enjoyed that. And I'll tell you something that's interesting. Okay, so I did not know, and maybe this was me, maybe I wasn't paying attention to it at the time when it came out. I had no idea Elizabeth Shue was the same person who was Allie in the first Karate Kid movie, who was also Madeline Stillwell in The Boys on Amazon Prime. I had no idea about that. So just to make that correlation, I was like, man, and she still looks good. She looks amazing. And especially now that I know who that is, I'm like, man. So, you know, it was really cool just seeing how they were able to bring this cast back, you know, from so long ago, and practically everybody is there. One of the things too that I will say, you know, my personal experience, when I first started watching this, man, I was hooked from the first episode. Once he hit me with the 80s, man, I was good. I was like, okay, I'm in this. You know, they hit me with that 80s vibe, the music, the cars. It was just the whole, man, the way it was edited. I was like, oh man, this is nice. I'm really feeling this. So I really was hooked. It's really easy to watch. You know, like I said, it's only like 30 minutes. Most episodes are. You can binge watch this real easy. If you're on the fence like I was about watching Cobra Kai, get off the fence. You will really enjoy this series. I'm telling you, if you like the original Karate Kid, you will love this. Awesome series by Netflix. I cannot wait to see season 4. Man, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Anyway, that was my thoughts on Cobra Kai, the series as a whole. If you've seen this, post your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what was your favorite moment of any of the Cobra Kai series or seasons that have come out to this far, up to this point. Let's talk about it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. On the way out, hit that like if you like the video, share this video, tell your friends about Downtime with DeMille. I hope you all who are watching this video have an awesome day, whatever day it is you're watching this. If you can see this video, you're truly blessed. Have a happy new year, and as always, what are you gonna do in your downtime? Peace. Subscribe!